Right, what we're looking at here is sub pages in the in a custom aprana module. Get that URL in focus. There we go. So in the forums, Elric is asking how do I get sub pages working from an aprana module. So what I've done here is just created that module, and this is what he's looking to do. If you come to the news section of his module, it shows all of the news. And if we come to this one here, local news, it's still showing all of the news. So make sure we've got I'll add one from a different category just so it's easy to see. News, add one there. Those two are both in the local news category, and we'll say so I've got two in the local news category and one in the weather category. And if we come back here to local news, it's still showing all of the news. What we want to do is we want to only show the local news in this section. The first thing we do is into that index template, this is our current code that's in there, put a debug. Pull that back down, refresh that. Didn't show anything different, so reset the caches, come back in here. And here's our debug system right there. So we want to look in there for local news, and we've got it coming in there on post. There's one location for it, the URL, and that looks like what we've got there. That looks like the one we want. So our post option is our URL encoded one. We'll see if that works. So what's it called? Option. If the string length is option is greater than 2, so we know that we've got something there. Now let's show the default one, right? So, and then we'll add that in here. Right, so that's saying if the string length of the post option is set and it's greater than 2, then add that to our search query. Search query equals news post option, and we'll see if that does what we want it to do. I've still got a debug in there. Okay, it's not finding that, probably because we've got that space in there. Okay, so it's happy with ones which don't have the space in there, but if it's got a space in there, then it's not so happy. Another way to do that is, instead of using the templates in the debug, we can use a default function to take care of anything that's coming in after this. So we'll define a default function there right now in our index. You can call this whatever you want. UPL. DN. So what this is going to do is it's defining a default function to come and pass this template default.tpl, and it wants a replace array in there instead of the index.tpl file. So we're going to need to make this, and in our templates, create new file So on the index, it does whatever's in the index.tpl file, and then if we add into here, it goes hello world, and what we've got happening there is it's this function here. It's coming into dn_use default and passing the default template. So we can so you can pretty much do whatever you need to do here. You could search for the different parameters that come in, or you could define specific templates for each sub-location. In this case, we've defined one for weather here, and we'll output the weather template, new file, tbl. There's why it doesn't want to work. Options. That should be option, and that should fix it up. So down there, breakpoint in there, turn that off. Yeah, the weather today is great, and we can put other cases in there. So you can run each individual template off there. Yes. There we go, and it's defining specific ones. Or a search phrase in there, index.tpl. Grab a search structure. Let's see what we've got in our search structure. So we want to look for search is news. Category equals params option. It's post option. And the module we want is dn_use. Good. Right. Okay. So we've got one in there for fruit now. Hit fruit there, and we've got hello comes out there once. I've also got a debug in there. So if we come into our debugger and look for items, we've got one array in there. So our array is looping over this, and these are the items we can use. Category equals fruit, pending, and the title of the item. So if we output some of those into the default template, put the title there. There we go. So you can go through and do it like that. So those are your options for getting sub stuff out to the module.